All right. Test, test,
Test.
test, test. We have recently talked about our love for many things in Marvel universes and DC universes and Comic-Con culture in general.
Yes, indeed.
However, one love that we both share very dearly that was not covered in that segment is our love
Mhm.
for this gentleman right here, Arnold Schwarzenegger, as
Yeah.
pictured on my T-shirt. We love Arnold Schwarzenegger. We love Arnold. We love everything about Arnold. I don't know about you. I've often tried to figure out what it is about him that I find so endearing. And I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so real quick, my grandfather came here to this country at age
Mhm.
18 from Germany. Arnold Schwarzenegger is Austrian. People from our listeners in Germany, I'm sure, if they're listening, will tell you that German and Austrian accents are very different. And while I respect that and it's true, to a lot of us dumb Americans, they sound very similar to us. So I think there's an element of Arnold Schwarzenegger and his thick accent and the way he pronounces
Right.
things that kind of reminds me of my grandfather, who I just loved so much and was my hero. And then I just, growing up, I was born in '88, and all growing up, I mean, he was everywhere. He was,
Yes.
such a massive star. He was in all these blockbusters, big action star. And also, we mentioned off the top, just kind of there's a vibe, an aura to Arnold that's very likable, that's very down to earth. Brian and I were talking off camera. He served a full term as the governor of California, which was how many years altogether?
So it was 8 years total. So he was elected
Eight
as
years.
in a recall election in 2003. So he
Hmm.
defeated the Democratic contender at the time, and then he finished out that term. And then he was reelected in 2006 and served a full term until 2011, and then he returned to acting and made more movies after that. So,
Yeah.
uh, pretty amazing career for sure.
Absolutely. So, and I mean, at the end of the day, I also think that's really cool too, to say that, it's kind of a cool thing that he could come here from Austria and make this life for himself. I mean, obviously it started with his physique and the bodybuilding and the way he looked, and then to transition from that to a legitimate movie star. You know what I mean? And certain roles you can nitpick and say here, oh well, maybe he wasn't the most believable in this or that or whatever. But at the end of the day, for a bodybuilder, he did pretty well in the film industry and in acting. And then from there to launch off into politics and be a governor of California for 8 years is really incredible. And we've done a little bit of talking on the show. We try not to get too political or anything like that, but I think a lot of us are, the three of us tend to be a little more left leaning or liberal. But
Hmm.
my shirt that says Arnold for president is, I swear to God, I would vote for him if he ran for president, even though he is a Republican. He's always been a very liberal style
Hmm.
Republican, very progressive, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And I love Arnold. He's very climate conscious and in a lot of social aspects, which is what's important to me. He's very progressive, but fiscally responsible and and a Republican in many respects. So I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just try to wrap it up in a bow like that. Just everything about him. And like you said, he's had things in the past. Not a. He's, I believe there was a maid or something that he had an affair with, had
Wait,
a child with, and all that.
mhm.
So I mean, certainly he's had missteps in his life. But to my knowledge, he's not done anything super horrific to anyone, or that's. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just a big fan.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I mean, and you see his son, by the way. His son's actually, looks like he's getting a little bit bulk himself, and obviously working with dad. And he seemed like they have a good relationship and everything like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's really it. The only thing that stopped him from running for president is he couldn't. Right? He
Right.
was not born in this country, so he was not a citizen born in the United States. So he can't run for president, but probably would have made a good run at it if he was able to. But yeah, just an amazing
Absolutely.
story. I mean, think about that. Any person coming to the U.S. with that sheer determination, first of all, to build up his body like that, and the amount of work would just it's astounding for any person to bulk themselves up like that. It's just the dedication has to be just ridiculous to do everything from the eating and the working and just to get himself. And he decides somewhere along the way, I want to be an actor with this accent. I'm sure 1,000 people told him he couldn't do it. He was stupid for doing it. No way you can do this. And he said basically, yeah, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to do it anyway. And became a legitimate movie star, like you said, and created a lot of very entertaining movies. And the whole politics thing was great. And like you say, his messaging and everything else is very positive. GenX Brian here. Xennial Dean, Millennial Nick. If you like our stuff, give us a like and subscribe. And we may just send you a Polaroid of Millennial Nick's feet.